What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Check Down Podcast, streaming to you on the Get Right Fantasy Network. I am your host, Shirtless Pat. With me today, I got Batman, working in the dark himself, Cody McGoats, Greg, the homer for the Chiefs, but he's able to celebrate a little bit because he's there in the Super Bowl, Gormley. So it's been a couple weeks since we have been on, so we're just going to kind of roll with the punches today, see how things go. We normally structure it with downs. We're not going to do that. We're just going to talk freely and see what happens. Rob, I love the egg. Izzy's apparently stuck in Miami and couldn't get on, even though today was the show he was supposed to do it. But when I was down there seeing him, he pretty much pussed out. I said, I'll crack it for you, and we can do it in the shower. I just be like, he's like, nah. So don't think it's going to happen. He made the bet. He backed out like a puss, but it is what it is. So, all right, guys, it's been a while. So let's go ahead and let's just jump right into it. We're going to do a surprising performance award. So we're going to do a little bit of an award show, but different than all the other ones. So, guys, you can either pick your best performance of the season or maybe just performance of a game, whatever you want. Surprising performance award. Cody, go ahead. Batman, you go first.
Yeah, so I just want to apologize to everyone having some electrical problems in my house. Unfortunately, the room I do these recording in, no light, so kind of just working off my computer screen here. My surprising performance, and I'm going off the year, it's my boy Brock Purdy. Who would have thought? Third string quarterback, San Francisco 49ers. Jimmy went down. A lot of guys started writing the Niners off. Brock Purdy comes in, starts slinging the rock. Mr. Irrelevant, no longer irrelevant. Guy looks good.
And so you think career-wise you're going to take Brock Purdy over Kenny Pickett?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm sticking to it.
All right. I mean, that's what you think.
It's hard to argue, man. It's the past, when did he take over? Week 12? Yeah, I think before that. Highest QBR and most touchdown passes in the league. So hard to argue against it.
It's true. I mean, he did well. But you could also argue the system was there. Every quarterback that's been playing in that system is playing well. You know? So that's all right. You can have your guy. Buki, what's up, man? Good to see
those
you.
Arguments before. I'm not going to start it
up. We do this all the time, so we're just going to let it go. Greg, who is your surprising performance of the year?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the New York Giants. I don't think anyone expected them to really do anything this year. Dowell came in, did a great job. Danny Dime looks pretty good. He might be getting that extension now. They went into the playoffs. They won a road playoff game. They did get their asses kicked by the Eagles, but hey, Eagles are in the Super Bowl, so it's finally looking like the Giants might be more relevant now year after year, compared to the past 10 years just after they won the Super Bowl.
Purdy probably won't be a starter after next year, Buki says. He says next year he'll probably play, and then after that he's done. He's not going to play next year, Buki. He's going to have Tommy Johns, and he's going to be out for the whole season from what I saw. So if he does play next year, it's probably not going to be till late.
They did give a report. Yeah, I was going to say they did give a report. I just saw that he is going to be ready for NFL training camp. So NFL Network just said that that was 30 minutes ago I was watching, and then they said something about that. So,
oh wow, that's surprising because they were expecting him to miss the whole season. He just heals so fast. He's superhuman.
That's it.
He's superhuman. He heals too fast.
The
Giants were
great, man.
So my pick is going to be the rushing leader of the NFL this year, Josh Jacobs. I always thought Josh Jacobs was a good running back, but I never felt like he got the credit that he was due. And this year he went off with 1,600 yards. He was pretty much a beast towards the end of the season. He ran really well. I guess having Devontae Adams on the outside really helps. But Josh Jacobs is my surprise performance. Not much else to take on. I just think he had a huge year. Anybody watching at home, who was your surprise performance? Either player, team, or maybe just a game that was crazy that you didn't expect to be crazy. Go ahead and put in the comments so we can talk about it. Next award, your most hated player. Greg, who did you hate the most this season? Oh, and before anyone goes anywhere, you can't pick Eli Apple because he's unanimously hated by fucking everybody.
Yeah, mine's going to be more recent. Actually, that linebacker for the Cincinnati Bengals, I think his name is Pratt or whatever, Pruitt Pratt. Mm-hmm. I don't know, that linebacker who basically came out of the locker room and was shitting all over Joseph Asai for making that. He was cursing him out. Just like, I know it was in the moment, but that's just such an unprofessional thing to do. The kid's a rookie. He, made a mistake in the game by shoving Mahomes out of bounds, and this guy comes out and just basically brings down the whole team. That's just such the shit for the culture of the locker room. And he's going to be a free agent, so I wonder how that's going to impact his free agency, because that was just, a really shitty thing to do as a teammate.
What's wild though is OC probably had like one of the best games on that team. Like he's
good
playing
playoff run too.
The field. He had a good playoff run, and then he made a bonehead error that pretty much could have cost the game. But we can break that whole game down if we really wanted to. If I'm going to be honest, I think the penalty and the momentum swings of that extra third down that was given was more of a factor. But yeah, definitely the extra 15 yards at the end of the game cost it for him. But he played a hell of a game, and for his teammate to bring him down,
that guy got his karma almost instantly, because as soon as he touched Mahomes, his knee, like, you guys see that? Like, his knee, like, went, like 90-degree angle the wrong way.
But this wasn't about like Osai. It was more about the teammate Pratt. Like Osai, he made a mistake, whatever. He had a great game, but the other guy was just a fucking douchebag. And like, that's so bad for the culture of your locker room. Like, you want to pick your teammates up after they make a mistake. For him to do that is just, it's pathetic. And now he's a free agent. And if I'm Cincinnati, I'm looking at that and be like, is this what we want in the culture of our locker room? Like, he came out and apologized after, but it's like, you don't do that.
I'm with you, man. That's some bullshit. You got had a good game. He had a good season, and then you just fucking tear him down. Not a good teammate. I get it. I get the emotions are high, but you got to be better than that. You got to be more professional. Buki wants to know where we think Josh Jacobs will go at the end of the season. Does he re-sign with the Raiders? Does he find another team? He just finished his 5th year, and there wasn't a contract done beforehand. So what do you guys think? Where do you think he's going? Do you think he's staying home? Do you think they're going to let him go, let him walk?
I personally think it all depends on what they do at the quarterback position. If they decide that they're going to go the route of rebuild and tear it down, I don't see them re-signing. But if they can go out and, sign or trade for a somewhat decent replacement for Carr, I think they could, I think they'll re-sign him.
And keep him on. Do you think after he just had this huge 1,600-yard season, he's going to want a lot of money, though? Is he going to be too expensive to want it for what
I'm sure. I mean, he's going to get paid, and after the season just had, he deserves to. But yeah, like I said, I think it depends on. I think it's too early right now for me to tell what they want to do. Like I said, if they're going rebuild mode, I don't think they're going to pay him. But depending on what they do quarterback-wise, I think that's what's going to determine what they do with him.
It's Buki said that he's seen a video where he said he's out of there. So it looks like Josh Jacobs might not want to stay. So teams that could be interesting, I'm looking at the rushing leader charts here, just going over it real quickly. The Los Angeles Rams would be a place for them. They keep trying to get a running game going. It hasn't panned out too well. So I don't know what contracts look like. So without really having a lot of time to look into it, this one off the top of my head, the Rams look nice. Carolina might be a decent landing spot because they like to run the football. Atlanta, they use a lot of running game over there. I wouldn't be surprised if they just keep adding to their backfield. But I think my top.
I think it's going to be like, you need a team with a lot of cap space. That's, I think, a pretty big factor in it. They have to have the extra cash to spend on a running back. So, I mean, like you just said, I think the Falcons have a lot of cap space. There might be a couple other teams out there that can afford to do that, but I think it's just going to come down to money. And what McCaffrey's getting, he's getting 16 to 18 a year. So do you think Josh Jacobs is going to get probably 14 to 16? I would assume. So it's going to be tricky.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough fit. Did you guys know that? I didn't even realize this, that Tyler Algier secretly went over 1,000 yards this year. Was not aware of that.
Scrimmage or rushing?
What's that?
Scrimmage or just rushing?
Just rushing. He had 1,035 rushing yards.
Yeah.
He averaged 4.9 yards per carry. That's
pretty good.
I didn't realize that was pretty good. Now that I look at this, Mookie says Jamal Williams is my surprise player of the year. Most rushing touchdowns at 17 and beat Barry Sanders' rushing touchdown team record. Henry was second at 13.
Lions.
They really used him in the red zone this year. It kind of hurt anyone that drafted DeAndre Swift early because a lot of those
that was weird.
just went to Jamal Williams. Robert Huntley, Bob says, Huntley is, as a Pro Bowler, is he better than Lamar? What do you guys think? What do you think the Ravens are going to do with the Lamar Jackson situation? Should they keep Huntley and let Lamar walk? Should they pay him a lot of money? Should they franchise tag him and trade him? What are you guys thinking?
Oh, God, it's another one of those situations. I mean, if I were Lamar, I would probably look to see if I can get elsewhere, because if this team hasn't paid me already after what I've done for them, are they going to, and do they care to? I don't know. NFL did just raise the salary cap, though, so maybe they may have the money now for him.
Man, we could talk about the salary cap at the end. That irritates me now that they're doing that every year. And it's not just by a little bit. It's like $20 million every year. And the reason they're doing it is because teams are paying their quarterbacks a shit ton, and then these quarterbacks aren't making the Super Bowl anymore, so the team looks shitty. So now they're like, you know what? Patrick Mahomes is making a shit ton of money. Let's make it so they can actually sign some all-stars.
Hey, his deal's more backloaded, though, so it's okay. It's not like the others. Just keep pushing it down the road. So when they keep raising the cap, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's basically what's happening.
Shit ton of revenue that for that. Yeah, but that NFL, they keep bringing in a shit ton of revenue, like going international.
I mean that's all it is.
Deals,
I mean, it's a business at the end of the day. Do we want to see a Super Bowl with, Jalen Hurts or Patrick Mahomes, or do we want to see a Super Bowl with Tua and Jared Goff? You know what I mean? They're gonna want to get the teams with the the players that are going to make them money.
And this is coming from someone that was a Tua lover this season.
I'm just saying, man. It's the first quarterback to keep in mind.
Greg, what do you think
about the
Lamar Jackson situation?
Oh, I think they're going to end up tagging and trading them. I don't think there's bad blood in Baltimore, but it feels like they're at an impasse where I think it's going to end up getting Lamar, to another team. I'd even say send them over to the Raiders potentially. Like, I don't know. They need a new quarterback. They have a pretty complete team. Mix it up a little bit. I heard another one where, what about trading Lamar Jackson for Justin Fields straight up or something like that? Like, the Bears have the cap space. I don't know. Justin Fields looked pretty good last year. Maybe the Ravens want to work with them. I don't know. Crazy, though.
That's an interesting trade, though.
I don't know about that one.
I mean, you are trading an MVP player for a rookie who's really struggled, but his team's also been trash. Well, not a rookie, 2-year player that's been trash. That's an interesting trade. I don't think I would do it. But if I was Lamar Jackson, or if I was the Ravens, I'm probably not paying Lamar. 2 seasons in a row he's got hurt. 2 seasons in a row he's missed a lot of games. And Lamar's only really a threat when he can run. Like, he's not sitting in the pocket tearing you up. Like Patrick Mahomes, he's kind of a dual threat. He's got good mobility, but he's mainly sitting in the pocket, beating you, and then extending plays. Lamar, if he's not running the ball, he's not making plays as often. So I probably wouldn't pay him what he wants, because I think he wants a shit ton of money, and he just keeps getting hurt. So I would roll with Huntley if I was the Ravens. I mean, franchise tag and then trade makes a lot of sense because you're at least getting some return on it. But if you can't pay him, you can't pay him.
What about this? Could you see a team in so the Colts have, for example, like pick number 4. Could you see them trading Lamar to the Colts for the 4th overall pick? So the Ravens get their franchise quarterback, Colts get theirs, like something like that. I mean, there's 3 or 4 teams in that top 10 that could use Lamar Jackson.
I would be interested to see Lamar on some different teams. What they could do with Lamar with the Redskins, was it Redskins? Yeah, the Redskins did with Kirk Cousins, and they franchise tag him until they finally get the quarterback that they're looking for. So that's going to be an interesting postseason. All right, what else we got over here? Just wait until Rob says, just wait until my shit's not working. There we go. Just wait until Monday Night Football is up for bids, and Apple, Netflix, and Amazon are jumping in.
It's crazy. Like, they're just going to get so much more revenue. It's just insane how much they keep bringing in.
Don't forget YouTube TV now too.
Yep.
They just got they just got the NFL ticket, so they might not get the Monday night game.
It was really annoying the Thursday night game was only on Amazon Prime, because I don't have Amazon Prime. So I had to buy it for the season, and I was super irritated the whole time. And honestly, if we didn't do the show, I wouldn't have bought it at all.
I mean, I had it, but some of the times it was buffering so bad. Like the first couple of weeks, it was rough.
I know the Manning stuff was pretty entertaining, and they did have that special vision on there where they showed up players and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So if the Ravens, to this point, if the Ravens tagged Lamar, then this would be they would have to trade for him. But if they just let him walk, which they wouldn't do, then so.
Yeah, I think, Rob, what it is the Ravens aren't probably going to let an MVP quarterback walk for nothing. So they're going to keep franchise tagging him until he either injures himself out of the NFL, until they get a deal that they want, or he retires. I don't know. Buki wants to know if we think the NFL is scripted. I won't lie. Foster said that. Those were some of the funniest memes on the internet. That shit was so good.
Oh, it was great.
Greg, what do you think? You think the NFL is scripted? It's benefiting you.
Yeah, like I definitely think they have like some sort of like, I don't know, leg in it pretty much. I don't know. I think Goodell can influence it to a certain extent. Like you can tell, I think he tells the referees to call games certain ways in order to potentially have certain outcomes. Like they're not just flat out fixing games, but I feel like they could definitely influence it to a certain point if they want to do. And I don't know. Some of the calls in that game against the Bengals were definitely questionable. Like that whole sequence with the third and like they said, oh yeah, the ref blew the whistle and he was running on, but nobody heard it. Nobody knew what was going on. And it's just like, all right, well, that seems like really weird. But I definitely think there's some sort of influence by the higher ups in order to, because like you look at this one, 2 African-American quarterbacks. Oh, the Kelsey brothers. It's like
Andy Reid going back to Philadelphia. There's just those storylines are so much better than anything they would have put together with Bengals Eagles. So
yeah,
I mean, I get it. Let's see. I get that, but he can just sit like Bell. I'm not a fan of tagging someone that is 100% going to play it in the tag. That's true. Le'Veon, yeah, but look what happened to Le'Veon Bell. He sat. His career was pretty much over after that. If Lamar is smart and he wants paid, he's going to play. But I agree with you. Tagging somebody that's not 100% on the team, that makes sense. Cody, so you can take 2 of them here. You can take the most hated player because I don't think we got to you yet. And then you can take the salary cap, or not the cap, the NFL scripted.
All right. So my most hated player, and this is for, some personal reasons. It's Jonathan Taylor. You guys know. I'm sure you guys all know why. Made a bonehead move in fantasy this year and it didn't pay off, and he just frustrated me. So that was my most hated player. As far as the NFL being scripted, I'm probably more on the bow of Greg. I don't think Goodell's just out here. All right, here you go. Read the script, get it down, rehearse it. But do I think, the refs could, tip their caps and put their hands in and mess around with calls and games? Absolutely. I mean, there was a 30, or maybe it wasn't a 30 for 30, but there was a documentary on Netflix that just came out a couple months ago about how, the NBA referees were basically doing that to fix games. And then they would bet on the games they were officiating and, fix them basically so their bets would hit. Again, I don't know if the NFL is doing it, but I could definitely see it. Definitely seen it sometimes watching games.
If the NFL is scripting the NFL season and even fixing games a little bit, the fact that they suspended Calvin Ridley for over a season for betting on a game is some bullshit. Because they're like, oh, the integrity of the game, we can't be betting on sports, blah, blah, blah. And then they're out here just rigging shit. Yeah, he's just mad because he was using the script to his benefit. Rob out here saying NFL didn't want Bill or Bengals in the Super Bowl, so they don't have to talk about DeMar anymore. That's a fair take. I mean, that's a fair take because that would all they would probably be talking about. Maybe not as much with the Bengals, but definitely the Bills. Everything would be DeMar in his near.
Well, everyone thought that was the script. Like everyone, like with DeMar and that injury, everyone's like, all right, the script's in now. Bills are going to win the Super Bowl. They're going to make it the Super Bowl, and that kind of faded really quickly. But
I think the NFL was like, all right, we just killed a man on the field. We really should have been pushing this team to the Super Bowl. It's not like they just killed some random guy on the sideline and they had to stop the game. They killed their starting safety. So they're like, it was a bad idea. My most hated player is Eli Apple. I said I can't pick him, but I'm fucking picking him. The reason I didn't want you guys to pick him, I just hate that guy. I don't know why.
Cancun on 3.
He just sucks. I don't like anything that guy has to put out. They want any big injury.
I agree with that one with you, Rob, there.
Yeah. They don't want the concussions anymore. They don't want the hard stuff. They don't want any of that. So I'm with you. All right. What player outperformed your expectations this season? Cody, you can go first.
All right, I'll take someone. This guy almost had my surprise too. It's Geno Smith. I don't think anyone really saw him having the season he did. I know I didn't. And he had a MVP vote this year. Played very well. Got the Seahawks to the playoffs. I didn't see it coming.
Okay, Gino, that's a good pick. Cody, no, Greg, guys, it's been a fucking
Whatever
day.
your name is.
Yeah, what have you had?
I'm gonna go with Tyreek Hill. Actually, I knew he was gonna have a good season in Miami because he's a very good receiver, awesome player, but I didn't think he was gonna do that good. He led the season in like receiving yards, and he didn't find the end zone that much, but man, he put in the work this year, and it was pretty impressive. I didn't think he was gonna do that good, but yeah, definitely overperformed.
Awesome. For people watching at home, I forgot to ask you guys this. Go ahead and put in the comments who's your most hated player in the NFL. Bookie's probably thinking a Jaguar player since the Jaguars got the Titans out of the playoffs. Or he might be over here thinking Jeff Swaim because Jeff Swaim had more snaps than Chigakonkwo for like the whole season. It was some bullshit. I was super pissed about that too. But anyway, go ahead and throw them in the comments. We'll talk about them. Also, you can put a player that outperformed your expectations. A player that outperformed my expectations this year. I'm going defense, and I have two of them. One, Matt Judon at 15.5 sacks. I know he's a good player. He's getting up there in age, though. I didn't think he was going to have 15.5 sacks this year. So I think he really balled out for the team. And then Hassan Reddick on the Eagles. I think that whole Eagles defensive front having 70 sacks this year is massive. But Hassan Reddick having 16 sacks, I did not see that coming. I thought maybe 10, 11. He's a good player, but not 16. So
I don't know how the Cardinals fucked that up so bad because they're the ones that drafted Hassan Reddick, and he just had a very underwhelming career in Arizona. So they just terrible organization to utilize that guy, awful.
Well, yeah, and it's not like he didn't have talent because when he was there, they had Chandler Jones. They also had JJ Watt at times. They had talent. Normally what happens if you have an all-star and there's not enough talent, they get pinned down and they might not shine. They had talent. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck they were doing.
It's the Cardinals. That's really all I can chalk it up to.
Disaster.
While we're on the Cardinals, what do you guys think about the Kyler Murray thing? There was some talks that his contract and him being quarterback was the reason they haven't been able to hire a head coach. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I did see that. I mean, it makes sense. They're paying him a lot, and he good player, but it's not like he's shown anything that makes him that truly great quarterback that's going to lead a team to a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So I could definitely see why it's going to be hard. It's like looking, do you want an auto loan at 20%? Probably not.
You want to buy a house in today's market? Probably not. Avoid coaching the Cardinals. I mean, I get that. I agree. He hasn't shown much. Mr. Bakes a lot. What are you baking? Are you baking bread? Are you baking yourself? Like smoking weed? Interesting. Pitts is my most hated player. I'm guessing you drafted Kyle Pitts really high, and he fucking kicked and it really hurt you. And then
probably a lot of people's.
And then Jacobs outperformed expectations. That's what I said. I agree with you. I picked Josh Jacobs. I thought he killed it. Greg, whatever question I just asked, I can't remember. Did I?
I think we all
coaching for Arizona or whatever.
Yeah,
that's definitely part of the reason. I mean, they're all in on Kyler Murray, the GM, the owner, or whatnot. So they're fully invested. And if you're a coach, on in the team, it's like that revolves around this guy, and you're not a fan of him. It's going to be a tough sell. What about this? Trade Kyler for Lamar. There you go. Shake it up.
Do you think Kyler Murray could take the physical contact that's required to play in that offense? Also, does anyone else hate watching? There's two players in the NFL that I hate watching. I hate watching run around. See if you guys can guess the second one. The first one's Kyler Murray. He's out there. He looks like a toddler that just stole a candy bar. And he's shuffling because everyone else is so fucking big. I hate watching him play. And then who is the other player? He's also a quarterback. I hate watching him run. I think he runs like the biggest fucking sissy out there. He's always nice and prissy, and his ass is always out when he's jogging on and off the field. You guys can't guess. It is Mahomes. I fucking hate watching Mahomes.
Because you said you gave it away when it was jogging off the field because he kind of does that weird waddle.
I hate it so much. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you're getting paid $500 million. Please learn to jog. I can't handle it. I'd rather coach the Cards over the Broncos. At least the Cards have picks. So that's a good point. Now, we were going to talk about the Sean Payton and Russell Wilson thing. So we might as well go ahead and just do it now since you brought it up, Rob. Sean Payton came out and they asked him how he felt about Russ Wilson having personal trainers and everything in the house at the time. And Sean Payton said, I've never heard of that. We're not doing that here. So Sean Payton already, offseason hasn't even really kicked off yet, stepping in and saying, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to control the team. Do we think the Broncos have success this year with Sean Payton? How much was it Russell Wilson? How much was it with Nathaniel Hackett? Go ahead, Greg.
I mean, they're obviously going to have more success than last year because that was pretty much bottom of the barrel. They were just absolutely atrocious. I think it was more so Hackett's fault. I don't know. I just don't think he was that good of a coach. Sean Payton is a good coach. Russ is still, I think, a decent quarterback, and it's going to make him be better. But just seeing how bad they were last year, I can't see them going from like bottom of the barrel to Super Bowl contender. I think the Broncos are going to be more competitive, but they're still like, I don't know. Russ is still not the best quarterback, and Payton's a decent coach, but he's not, a miracle worker. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. Cody, how do you feel?
Yeah, I think the Broncos will be much better next year. By no means do I think they're going to be like upper echelon, like Super Bowl contenders, like Greg said. But once Hackett left last season, and I know I'm talking fantasy and it doesn't necessarily correlate to real life, but when Hackett left last season, the last 5 weeks, Russ Wilson was a top 5 finisher 3 out of those 5 weeks. So when Hackett did leave, Russell Wilson's performance did pick up drastically. And I think if Russell Wilson, I think Sean Payton's going to allow this to happen too. Russell Wilson's just got to get that confidence back. I think Sean Payton's going to, really help aid in that. And I think the Broncos are going to perform much better than they did. I mean, look, the Raiders they aren't going to play as well. I mean, the Chiefs are going to stay the Chiefs. The Chargers, we'll see what happens with them. They may get better if they get healthier, but we'll see. It's the Chargers. But no, I definitely see the Broncos getting much better next year.
I would rather be a coach of the Broncos than the Cardinals. I think the defense on the Broncos is pretty solid. They got rid of Bradley Chubb, but if they can find another pass rusher, I think they have a chance. Justin Simmons had led the NFL in 6 interceptions this year. Patrick Surtain, the second out there, is an animal. So the defense is okay. It's pretty good. The offensive line didn't look great this year, but it was also banged up. Could get better. Javonte Williams is coming back. He got hurt like week 1 or 2, whatever that was. So the run game should be better. They still have weapons on the outside. And as you said, Mahomes got better after Nathaniel Hackett left. So
quick side note for all you fantasy football players out there, jump on Javonte Williams. I'll tell you that right now. Sean Payton with Kamara and Ingram, he's always had top running backs, even before when he had I don't even remember who he had, but even before Ingram and before Kamara, his running backs always produced.
He had Deuce McAllister for a little bit.
Exactly.
Deuce.
But the question about Javonte Williams, though, is his injury is pretty severe. A lot of players don't bounce back the first year after that. They take their second year back. So I would be high on Melvin Ingram if he's not Melvin Ingram. Yeah, Melvin Ingram if he's still there.
Melvin Gordon.
No, Melvin Gordon. He's on the Chiefs now.
Yeah, he's
now. That's right. They got rid of him because of.
They're definitely going to sign someone. They're definitely going to get another running back.
Maybe draft one.
Josh Jacobs to the Broncos.
Oh wait, they don't have any draft picks. Never mind.
They don't. That's the problem. Rob, I get that. Rob, you don't have to start every sentence with "I get that, bro." I get it. But how do you fill out a roster with no cap and no first and seconds, and then the next 3 drafts? No, it makes a lot of sense.
Got to make your late round picks count.
However, that's the GM's job, and this new ownership has proven that they're willing to spend money. They returfed the field for 2 games. They went out and they got Sean Payton. They're doing whatever they can. They're going to spend money. They have money, and that actually helps because you can put a lot of money into signing bonuses that don't. So when you sign somebody, they don't hit your cap so hard. The problem with a team like the Titans, Amy Adams Strunk doesn't have money, so they can't give big signing bonuses. So everything hits the cap. That's why every year they're over the cap, even though they don't have any all-stars on their team. So these guys are going to spend money. So that might help.
Speaking of owners, I just saw that they won $7 billion for the Commanders.
$7 billion for the Commanders. I mean, if I had $7 billion, I'd buy the Commanders. I guess. Why not? as we already said, the revenue is slightly coming back, so you're probably going to make your money. All right. Do we each give our hated player? Everyone did.
You did hated. We're just on player that grew on us.
Player who grew on us. Greg, did you give that one?
Gave that.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to think about this one. Go to Cody first. Let me brainstorm for a minute.
Well, mine's Christian Watson. As a Packer fan, I was a little upset they took him over George Pickens. Even early on in the year, I really thought he was going to be a bust. Had that 3-touchdown breakout game, and he played, pretty well down the stretch. I like him going forward. Even that short glimpse of him and Jordan Love in the same game together, they looked good. So what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say I'm excited, but I think the future as far as receivers in Green Bay looks all right.
Cool. I'll go ahead, Greg, if you haven't thought of one yet. Who grew on me this year? Traylon Burks. So he started out rough in camp. He was always hurt. He couldn't breathe. He had allergies, asthma, all these problems. And then he's hurt with turf toe for a while. When he was on the field, though, the Titans were significantly better. He was the most explosive player on the team. And if he can stay healthy next year with a better passing game with Tim Kelly, I think he can be elite. So Traylon Burks grew on me. It's with a bad start. Greg, who you got?
I'm going to go with Trevor Lawrence. Started off the season a little bit rocky, but then slowly developed more and more. Doug Peterson has been really, really helpful to him in his development. He looked good against the Chiefs in the playoffs. He looked good against the Chargers. Well, I guess it would be in the second half against the Chargers. But yeah, I think Trevor Lawrence is here to stay. I think he's going to be a really good quarterback, and Jacksonville should be continuously competing in the playoffs for the next however many years.
That's a good one. That's a good pick. All right, everybody at home, go ahead and throw in the comments what player grew on you as the season went on, someone that you might not have had expectations for, someone that you didn't like, but maybe they did something off the field that made it good. Kenny Pickett, he got better every week, so he should have grown on everybody. Just saying. All right, so we're going to go into.
I'm not going to lie, Pat. I'm surprised that was in your pick. I was really
about it.
Him to be your pick
he
there.
Grew on me. I knew Rob would have my back at Kenny Pickett, so I didn't have to.
Look, like I said, does he have potential? Do I think he can be good? Absolutely. Like I said, my example is Josh Allen sucked his rookie year. Didn't suck, but didn't play that great. He could very easily turn into a good NFL player.
He could.
I just
player that grew on him, Buki like Josh. Everyone like Josh Jacobs. Damn.
It's probably all
we're gonna do
Josh Jacobs late in fantasy drafts. That's why they like him.
That's true. He was falling deep. I got him in a best ball in like round 6 or 7. It was crazy, and he really helped me out. All right, we're gonna do a quick draft here, and we're only going to be able to pick players from teams that were in the playoffs. So make it a little different. We're gonna go QB, running back, wide receiver, tight end, a coach, a pass rusher, and a DB. Since we're not going to be writing all this down, you guys just want to go in order, or do you want to pick whoever you want?
I say we just pick whoever.
All right. We'll try to make sure you don't cheat. Keep track of who you got.
Unless you just want to go in order. It doesn't matter to me.
How would we cheat? I'll take somebody else's player.
Yeah, I'm not going to be paying that much attention. So, like, if you pick a wide receiver now and 3 rounds from now, I pick the same wide receiver, you got to tell me because I'm not going to.
So we need one quarterback.
I'm gonna write mine down.
What's that?
All right,
one quarterback, right. 2 running backs, 3 receivers, or
2 receivers.
No, just 1 running back, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, a coach, and then we're going to do a DB and a pass rusher. And you can pick them in any order. It's just it's kind of fantasy, kind of not. It's just we're going to see at the end who we think has a team that would win the game. Sound fair?
Gotcha.
And I've been blessed and granted the first overall pick. And with that pick, I love the whole saying, defense wins championships. Give me Nick Bosa.
Okay. You can take Nick Bosa. He didn't perform too well on the postseason.
We're not going off postseason performance. We're just going off the player. We're building a team here.
All right, building a team. You got Nick Bosa? Okay. Greg, who you got?
I'll take
Bosa. Well, I don't know. I'm going to go defense too. I'm going with Chris Jones. He's had an absolutely monstrous postseason. Like, best player on the field for the Chiefs, like even ahead of Mahomes. Like he's just been a complete game wrecker. Like watching him in that Cincinnati game, he's in the backfield constantly. They were still double teaming him and weren't able to stop him. He was just absolutely obliterating the offensive line. So I'm going Chris Jones.
All right. So you each took pass rushers. So you got your pass rusher. I know who I'm going to take, but I don't have to worry about it now. So I'm taking him at the end because you left him on the board. I'm going to go with defense as well. I'm going to go D-back. Give me Asante Samuel Jr. 3 interceptions in a game in the postseason. Looked good all season. That's who I want. All right. It goes back to me. I'm going to circle back. I'm going to go quarterback, and I'm going to take Patrick Mahomes. Give me Patrick Mahomes. He's the best quarterback in the NFL. So, Greg, you're up.
I just saw Greg's heart break.
No, I can't take all Chiefs players, so I'm
That's
okay
fair.
with this.
I mean, you could. They're in the Super Bowl.
For quarterback, I'm gonna go Joe Burrow. Like he still played a good game against the Chiefs. If he had anything resembling an offensive line, I think Bengals could have easily won that game. Yeah, Joe Burrow.
What Rob said, his brother almost cried drinking a Bud Seltzer and gets hassled by 2 Eagles fans. Weak mentality.
I agree. That's why I didn't take Joey. I took Nick. Well, that kind of gives me freedom here. I don't have to take my quarterback yet. So let's stick with defense because our defense is going to win championships. And give me Darius Slay, second highest rated pass coverage corner this year. I'll take Darius Slay.
He was up there.
I go 2 and 2, don't I? Well, I go back to back. All right, so we got to start looking wide receiver. Why not get the best wide receiver in the game right now? Give me Justin Jefferson.
They did make the playoffs. I forgot that he was there. Okay. All right, Greg, you're up.
Travis Kelce. No, nothing else is needed.
We're taking a tight end. Okay. Let's see. I got Joe Burrow and I got Asante Samuel.
No, you have Patrick Mahomes.
You want Joe Burrow? I'll trade you.
No, I got Patrick Mahomes. You already got your stack. Give me Jamar Chase at wide receiver and Christian McCaffrey at running back.
Oh, I was hoping he was coming back.
All right. Greg, back to you.
Oh, fuck. Let me get T. Higgins. And, well, yeah, I only get one pick. T. Higgins.
I'm sorry, Greg.
I gotta keep track of what I'm writing down at this point. I'm forgetting everything.
All right, let's.
Good, Cody. You are up. I guess I should write mine down too because I'm gonna forget.
Oh boy, let's see. I'm gonna go. So we can wait on quarterback still. Go running back. I'll take. Give me Saquon.
Okay. That's a good pick.
I'll take Saquon and give me my second receiver, which would be give me Tyreek Hill.
I forgot he was on there too, so that's a good pick.
There's some good wide receivers on the board still.
Yeah. There's some depth here. All right, you're up, Greg.
Give me Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs. Okay. Good pick. I'm going to go with Andy Reid for my coach. I want someone that's done it before. Greg, you said you can't take all the players anyway. So I'm going to take him. And then, let's see. Do I want to go tight end or do I want to go wide receiver? I'm going to go tight end. Give me George Kittle, best blocking tight end in the league. I really like him. Give me Kittle. Back to you, Greg.
I guess I need a running back. Let's see here. I'm going to go with Austin Eckler for my running back.
Ooh. He scores a shit ton of touchdowns.
All right, I'm up. Let's see. So I guess the only one I need to go for here is coach. And with my team right now, I think it makes sense to go Kyle Shanahan. Got a lot of speed on this offense right now. So I think he'll be able to, implement that very well. And then I guess we'll take our quarterback now. Why not keep the speed alive? Give me Jalen Hurts.
Okay. Not a bad pick.
I have the fastest offense in the league, I think, right now.
You do have a quick offense. Greg, your pick. Who you got left?
I think I have coach and DB. Did anyone take Brian Dable or whatever the hell his name is?
Nope, you should have him.
Going with him.
All right. And so I got a wide receiver and my D-bag left. Wide receiver, I'm leaning towards CeeDee Lamb. But you know what? Give me CeeDee Lamb. I like him opposite of Jamar Chase. So I'm going to take CeeDee Lamb. And then my pass rusher, Hassan Reddick. No one took him. Leads the postseason in sacks. He had 16 sacks in the regular season, so I'm taking Reddick. So I'm going to go ahead and post my team here in the comments so people at home can look at them in case they don't know who it is. Then you guys can post your team, and we can have people vote to see who we think won. For some reason, when I hit it, it goes twice. So that's my team. Patrick Mahomes, Christian McCaffrey, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, George Kittle, Reddick, and Asante Samuel.
I guess I'll start typing mine up here.
Oh, there you go. I didn't realize I could see that. Huh.
I
think I need
for a very long time, and you didn't know you could see the comments.
No, I didn't know I could do that. I was always under private chat. I never clicked it.
Okay.
Anyways, I need DB. I'm gonna go Chauncey Gardner. He can kind of play all over the field, nickel, whatever. So I'm gonna go with him.
Solid. Good pick.
All right. And only place I got left to go is tight end. And I guess I'll take Mark Andrews.
Were the Ravens in the playoffs? Who'd they play? I missed that.
They played the Bengals.
They did week 1 or the first week. I forgot all about that wild card weekend.
Everyone forgot about the Ravens.
I did. Forgot all about. We didn't touch any of their players. We were like, fuck them. Mark Andrews, good pick. All right, so everybody at home, we're going to go ahead and put our teams in the chat. Go ahead and look at them. Or tell us who you think had the best team. Not necessarily fantasy, but if they were going to play on the field, who do you like? And you can, if you want to break it down, you can say this team would win in fantasy, but this team would win on the field because they're two different things. Greg, now that you figured out that you can actually add.
How do I type in it?
You just click post the comment and then you type. Does it not let you do that?
It's I don't see.
It might not let him.
Oh, because he's not allowed.
Rude.
All right, Greg, what's your team? Who's your quarterback? I'll type it for you real quick.
I had Burrow.
Okay.
Oh, shit, now I forgot. Stephon Diggs, T. Higgins, Eckler.
Kelsey.
Hey, Kelsey. Actually, no, I'm changing mine. I'm going to take A.J. Brown instead of T. Higgins.
You can't change it now.
Nobody took A.J. Brown. I thought for sure someone would take him, and
just give it to him.
I'll give it to you. Eckler, Brown, Kelsey. Who's your coach?
Dable. Dable.
Defensive players, Gardner Johnson.
And Chris Jones.
Okay. And then Chris Jones. All right. So everyone at home, go ahead and take a look at these teams, see who you like, and then post in the comments who you think won. And just remember, everyone in the chat right now, you're my friend, not their friend. So if you vote for them, I'll be very upset. All right. Anyway, moving on. We might as well talk.
I wish I took AJ Brown over Tyreek Hill now that we're talking about it, but
I thought about taking Deebo Samuel over CeeDee Lamb, but I went with CeeDee Lamb because he really came on at the end of the season. But I might regret it in my head. We have to talk Super Bowl. We have to. Thank you, Rob.
Yes.
I see the biases.
We have to talk Super Bowl because it's obviously coming up. And we already kind of briefly touched on it sarcastically. Greg did anyway about all the storylines that were coming up.
There we go.
Buki said I got to go with Cody, bro. Yeah, but that's because you're a Titan fan. You don't know what winning is. So I'm a Titan fan too. So we have to talk Super Bowl. Greg, you're going to get to go last because it's your team. You can take the floor and say whatever you want. Cody, you can go ahead and go first. I'll go second. So go ahead. Super Bowl predictions, what you think is going to happen, what you want to see happen. matchup to watch, whatever. I'm hoping for a nip slip from Rihanna, to be honest. So that's what I'm watching for.
I think we're all hoping on one of those. I don't know, man. I really don't know what to expect out of this. I don't think it's going to be a shootout like a lot of people are thinking. Like I think the over-under is at like 50 or 51. Honestly, don't think it's going to get that high a scoring because, there are two good defenses playing. I know the offenses are electric, but it is the Super Bowl. Like I said, it's going to be I don't know. The Super Bowls are always hard to, kind of predict and judge. Yeah, I mean, I'm if I had to take the over under, I'm going to go the under on the 50.5. I think the last I saw it at. I'm expecting and predicting an Eagles W. Sorry, Greg. Just because it seems like they've just been the hotter team. And granted, I mean, they looked better in their two playoff games too. I mean, they played a banged up Niners team, so it's really hard to get a true assessment on that game. But I mean, I think, momentum's on Philly's side. However, the Chiefs are wearing the white jerseys. In recent history, the team that does wear the white jerseys tends to win. So we'll see what happens if you believe in that superstition and all that stuff.
Okay. Rob wants to see an Andy Reid nip slip. How has Hardee's not taken Andy Reid and put him in one of those sexy commercials like they do with all the women, where they're eating like the burger and stuff? How they've not capitalized on that? All right. So my take on the Super Bowl, if it's possible for something to happen where the game doesn't play and every team gets a participation trophy this year, I'd be okay with that. I really don't want to see either team win. I hate Philly, man. I hate Philly fans. I got a lot of friends that are Philly fans. They just all suck, to be honest. But I don't want to see Philly win. However, what Philly does well is going to cause a lot of problems for an injured Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, he's 3 weeks out from his high ankle sprain, but it didn't look great against the Bengals. He looked like he retweaked it at the end of the game. Is 2 weeks enough time? I don't know. You have Hassan Reddick. You have Fletcher Cox. Is he still there? I think he's still there. If he's not, ignore that. You have Ndamukong Suh and you have Linval Joseph. You have one of the best defensive lines in the league, and they're going to be able to bring pressure up the middle. They're going to do exactly what the Buccaneers did against the Chiefs in that last Super Bowl when they played. So look out, Chiefs. I think the Eagles are going to win, and I think the Eagles are going to win by at least 2 scores.
Interesting.
Greg.
Well, the good news is it's not going to be like that Bucs game because the Chiefs actually have an offensive line in this game. And they have 5 quality starters on their offensive line. So, yeah, Eagles do have a good pass rush, but Chiefs will be able to manage it, and it will not be a bloodbath. Thank God. The thing I'm looking at is Jalen Hurts. Since that shoulder injury since week 15, he has not looked good at all. Like in the playoffs, I think he was like 4 for 17 and like passes like past 10 yards or something. He looks uncomfortable in the pocket. Like when they were able to generate pressure on him, like he would throw the ball as quickly as possible to get rid of it so he wouldn't have to take that hit. Like I know, yeah, he's had 2 weeks to recover since, I guess it would be more than that, but 2 weeks because of the shoulder. But that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Jalen Hurts, and the Chiefs pass rush has turned it on in the past couple of weeks. Like Chris Jones has been an absolute monster. Frank Clark has been very solid in the playoffs. Jalen Hurts does not do well under pressure. And what Spags likes to do, he likes to send a lot of guys. He also likes to disguise coverages, move a lot of players around. I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to be able to handle that well at all. Eagles are going to have to rely on that running game. I like the Chiefs to win in a close one, but Jalen Hurts, this is the toughest task he has faced. And he also now has to go against the best quarterback in the world. So should be a good game. I'm pretty excited for it. And I got the Chiefs winning 27-24.
Okay. So you're going over. You said it was 50.5, Cody, or did you say it was 52?
It could have changed. There was a couple of days ago I saw. I think it was like 50.5 was the over under.
So you're going
I guess
over.
I'm going half point over.
You're going over. Okay. I don't know, man. I think it's going to be good. I think what's really the factor is yeah, Frank Clark's look good. Chris Jones he's top 3 tackle in the NFL. You know, Aaron Jones, Jeff Simmons, and Chris Jones. Top 3 probably weekly. But that
Eagles have good O-line, though.
That Eagles offensive line is significantly better than the Bengals. Like, yeah, they look great because they also played the fucking Bengals, you know? So
I agree.
Haven't they only let up like 11 sacks or something all year? The Eagles are like 17, like not a lot at all.
It's crazy. They're really
Spags he's gonna blitz the shit out of Hurts. Like, he's gonna send 5-6 guys almost every single time. And like I said, Hurts, like, against pressure blitz, like, he's not been doing that well. So
they're going to be bringing pressure, but that means a quick slant to A.J. Brown is open, and that's where he really specialized. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'd be a little worried if I was a Chiefs fan, and I hate the Eagles.
Oh, no, I'm a little bit worried just because, like, matchup-wise, like, Eagles just run the ball really well. But like I said, got to get pressure. I want to see Hurts throwing the ball down the field more than 10 yards. The more I see of that, the better, because he is not accurate, hasn't been accurate in the playoffs. That's why I said 4 of 17 for more passes more than 10 yards. I trust our young rookie corners. They've been very good in the playoffs so far. I mean, yeah, they're going against A.J. Brown, who's an awesome receiver, but look what they did against T. Higgins and, you know, Jamar Chase. Like, I think those two are better than A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. So it's going to be a fun matchup to watch.
I'm excited. Halftime show should be okay. I always like the commercials, but I feel the last couple of years of commercials have slipped. I don't know about you guys, but they used to be like top tier. Now they're like mid-tier commercials. Not as good. Speaking of not as good or top tier, what did you guys think of the Pro Bowl this year? So I said earlier in the season, I was really excited for the skill games. I was really excited for all of that. I thought it was going to be different and more entertaining. And to be 100% honest with you, I watched none of it. I forgot it was on, forgot it was happening, and I paid zero attention. I didn't watch a single thing. So we have Josh Jacobs coming out saying that shit was stupid. He hated it. But then we also have like certain Titan players coming out saying it was a lot of fun just to kind of get together and do stuff where your body's not physically beaten up again. So did you guys watch any of it? If you did watch it, did you like it? Anybody in the chat, go ahead and put on there whether or not you like the game, if you watch the game, if you like the skills challenges, whatever. Go ahead and throw it in there. But what do you guys think?
I'll be honest with you. I didn't even watch any of it. The only thing I saw was a clip on Instagram of Derek Carr slinging his wiener all over the field at that one passing drill. He got like 33 points or something. That's all I saw of it.
He didn't miss a target. He looked so good. He didn't miss anything. I was listening to the review of that. They said it was great.
He's out there showing these teams like, sign me.
Greg, did you watch any of it?
Like a here and there. Like, I watched a little bit of the dodgeball. The catching thing was so stupid, though. Like, it made no sense. Like, I thought it was going to be live like last year, and it wasn't. Like, they had different locations. Like, someone was catching a ball off like the Eiffel Tower in Vegas, and then someone was like catching balls in a pool. And they're like, all right, now the next round is going to be shown at a later date. It was just confusing as hell. I had no idea what was going on.
Is that the one where Stephon Diggs was like crouched behind all the cheerleaders? And
I guess. Like,
did you guys see that
I didn't
clip?
even see that. Nah. Oh, the picture I saw, but not the actual like clip of it.
Buki said he liked the games. That's good. I thought the skill challenges would be sweet. I didn't get a chance to watch it. Kind of bummed out. And he said Morgan Cox is the Titan guy, the one that tic-tac-toe. All right. Morgan Cox is all-world long snapper. You guys don't know his name because he never fucks up. If you know a long snapper's name, that's a problem. So
I still got to get my Stonehouse jersey.
What's that?
I still got to get my Stonehouse jersey.
You have to get a Stonehouse jersey. Did you ever buy a jersey? You lost that bet?
No, like I said, I bought one. They never shipped it. The order got canceled. I never went back. Got my tax return this week.
We have a problem with
purchase
Ryan's channel. Just saying, Izzy's not egging himself. Cody's not buying his jersey. We should just.
I'll order it tonight.
All right.
I'll have it on the show next week if we do one.
Ryan Stonehouse.
If it comes in time, I've been having shipping problems.
Rob said I heard that before. Heard what before, Rob? We're not good at following through with bets.
Probably me buying the jersey.
Maybe. And Izzy not doing the egg.
Yeah. The only reason Rob tunes in is to watch Izzy get egged and drop an egg in the chat like he did first thing every time.
We owe Rob reparations at this point.
I know, we do. Sorry, Rob. I apologize. I had never shipped to me. Oh, yeah. So to catch you guys up, my friend Tyler is a Bills fan, hardcore Bills fan, and he made a jersey bet with me last year on the Bills Titans game. and the Titans won, and it never shipped. It took like 9 months for him to actually get a Titan jersey. So that's why.
I'm ahead of schedule on that one.
It took fucking forever. My friend Brian made a bet for the San Francisco game, and he had to buy an AJ Brown jersey. That was there next week. So from now on, just buy from NFL Shop, guys.
That was my issue. I was buying off Poshmark, trying to be cheap.
All right, that's all I got. Anybody at home have a topic you want us to hit? Put it in the comments. We'll hang out for another 30 seconds or so. Do you guys have anything you want to touch on before we sign off?
So I got something. So
Okay.
One of the Chiefs websites, Total Sports, is running a sale. You pay for one of the mini helmets, and it comes with a random autograph on it. So I ordered one for $50. I'm gonna open it now to see which Chiefs player I got. It could be anyone. I've seen a couple of Mahomes. It could be Harrison Butker. It could be Tyreek Hill. I don't know who it's gonna be, but I'm gonna go ahead and open this shit now and see who we get.
Chad Henne.
Chad,
place your bets.
Yeah, place your bets on who it's gonna be.
It's gonna be Matt Castle.
Matt Castle. Oh my god. Maybe Dwayne.
We got Mahomes at plus 400.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm hoping for either Mahomes or Kelsey. Like those would be because those are valued at like. I don't know,
Well, I lied. Those are probably the
$500.
highest odds. So you probably got like Mahomes at one of those like 11,000 odds.
Rob thinks you're going to get James Harrison's illegal helmet hitting AB with 20 years and giving him CT. Oh,
all right, who do we got?
I don't know. I can't tell.
Can't read it.
All right, let's see what it is. I don't know. Where does it say it on it?
Can you read it?
Should come with the. Now I think I got to open it up because there's like a card in it. I don't recognize the signature.
It's something we've never heard of.
They fleeced you, man.
It's gonna be some guy no longer on the team. All right.
You got that Jeremy Mack.
It's Larry Johnson. That's a good one.
That would be a bad one. Dwayne Bowe.
Where does it say the name? I don't recognize the signature.
Greg got fleeced.
What's it look like? Oh shit!
Yeah, I got no idea.
I have no idea what that says.
I could read my
Is there
doctor's
a number on it?
Nah.
Did they sign their number?
I mean, it looks like it could be a P and an M, but I don't know if that's Mahomes' signature or not. It has certification number. That's what it came with.
You're gonna have to look that up, and then you're gonna have to look it up, and they're gonna tell you who it is, I guess, and you're gonna have to tell us. We'll be back next week for sure.
Siri's trying to talk to me on my computer. Go away, Siri.
Come back next week for the big reveal.
Who the fuck? Like, why do they make it so difficult?
Week, but we have no idea what it is.
It's got to have a name on it somewhere. Like, seriously.
That was a bigger disappointment than like in the 80s when they're like, oh, we found El Chapo's vault. We're going to go inside.
Why don't they just write the name on the card? Like, I don't get why they would do that or not do that.
Well, Greg, you let us all down.
It's probably Marquez Valdez-Scantling. You just can't tell.
Like, I'm trying to figure out, like...
Maybe it's George Karlaftis. Maybe it's a rookie player.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to find out now. I guess I got to fucking look it up. How do I look it up?
It's I don't know. You have to go to that website, I guess.
Just go to the website and plug in that set of numbers there.
All right, Greg.
All right, give me a second. You want me to do it right now?
Yeah, do it right now. We're all intrigued. We're all very, very.
Well, I'll bring up something that I saw before, which I meant to bring up when we were talking about the Niners game and everything. Why Craig does this, fill some time. McCaffrey came out today and was basically bashing the NFL rules, how only 2 quarterbacks could suit up each week for the team. And when we saw what happened last week with the Niners, and just wonder what you guys think. I mean, I think the team should have, like, there shouldn't be limits on how many players in each position can suit up. I think if they want to suit 4 quarterbacks, fucking go for it.
Well, I don't think there's a restriction. I'd have to double check the rules, but I don't think there's a restriction on how many quarterbacks you can have dressed. But the NFL used to allow you to have an extra player dressed that's a quarterback. So you only had it, like, only 2 would fill your 53-man roster, and then you could dress a third quarterback, so you could have 54 players. And the NFL now says that you can't do that. So you have to use a roster spot for a third quarterback. And that's why there's some outrage. Because before, we used to be able to have another one, and have 54 players instead of 53. I think that's what I saw was the issue. I mean, how often do you really need all three quarterbacks? So I get why the NFL doesn't do it. But at the same time, that's probably the reason the 49ers didn't win. They had to go out there and play with a quarterback who had a torn, had a torn elbow. I forget what it was, UCL. So
yeah.
Figured it out, Greg?
Yep. So it's the one injured player that is not playing in the Chiefs Super Bowl.
And that is
Mecole Hardman.
Who
is most likely on his way out because they got Kadarius Toney and Mecole Hardman's a gadget guy and most likely going to end up on another team.
That's why you got the helmet. Because they're trying
to probably just like, we're going to start fucking get rid of these things. So, I mean, for $60, yeah.
I like the black helmet, though.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's why I got the black jersey. I think they're nice. All right. Anything else? Anybody else want to talk about? Cody, you didn't give your opinion. What do you think about the dressing the quarterback? Do you think there should be 3?
Oh, like I said, I don't. They should just be able to. I mean, obviously, I get the whole roster spot thing, but like if they want to dress for quarterbacks, go for it.
I'm with you, Greg. You were busy finding out that it was Mecole Hardman, but we were talking about how the NFL doesn't allow the third quarterback to dress as an extra roster spot. So,
okay.
Yeah, McCaffrey came out and was a little butthurt that they didn't win their playoff game.
Makes sense.
Basically said the NFC was robbed, or the Niners were robbed at the NFC.
Yeah. The Eagles just played a better game. I mean, losing Brock Purdy like that obviously was pretty significant, but I still think the Eagles win that game even if Brock Purdy does play, but it's obviously a lot closer.
What would have been a more exciting game?
See, I don't. I think the Niners pulled it out and Brock Purdy, and I'm not just doing it because I'm the whole Brock Purdy homer here. But that game was close. Even when Josh Johnson came in, that game was still close until, right after halftime when they really, blew it out of the water. But I think if Brock Purdy stayed in, was able to keep that game close, I think because what ended up happening is the defense got down and the defense was on the field more than, they would have been if Brock Purdy was in there. So the defense was tired and, if you're gonna have to, if you're playing the Eagles offense, north of 30 minutes of time of possession, it's a recipe for disaster.
That's a hot take. I like it.
Not terrible. I could see it.
I still don't think Brock Purdy would have won though. Cody's so hot on this Brock Purdy train. It's insane.
I'll convince you guys one day. You'll see.
I mean, if Brock Purdy's the starter next year and he starts and he does it all over again, then you're 100% right. We don't even have to debate it. Unless Kenny Pickett goes out, they go like 14-3 and make a run for the Super Bowl. That'd be the only way to save you.
We'll see.
All right. Anything else, Greg? You good? Have anything?
Golden.
Cody?
I'm good, my friend.
Everybody at home, if you haven't hit subscribe yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Since we're no longer very consistent with our timing and our days, make sure you hit it so you can get notifications when we're coming back on. Rob thinks that the Steelers are going 15-2 next year with Kenny Pickett and throwing in George Pickens. So we're going to end on that note. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Peace out, everyone. Oh, shit. I'm so unprepared here. All right. Goodbye.